Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Today we're back with a super film support. Like I said, every Monday I'll be answering questions that come through www.superfilmsupport.com. Today is an all email because I'm going through my backlog, so I'm sorry for the person that waited so long. He asked me, I made an 11x14 camera for negatives. What type of lens will cover this area? Thank you very much. So when you go into ultra large format, which is what 11x14, 12x20 and other sizes are, the lens selection really is much smaller. 4x5, 5x7, 8x10 are more normal standardized lenses and that or sizes. That's why we call these cameras ultra large format because, you know, kind of a little bit more rare. First thing I'm going to say is you can go to large format photography.info and type 11x14 lenses, and there's a little chart there. We go from a 200mm lens to a 800 lens, and this chart is not exactly all the lenses that cover 11x14, but it is a good, you know, intro to 11x14. Then again, if you're getting into 11x14, I highly suggest you read a bit more about the lens circles and lenses and so on, and watch this video if it's helpful. But of course, you need a really big circle to cover basically around 420 millimeter diagonal for 11x14 negative. So, of course, depending on what you're shooting, if it's a closer up, a smaller circle will cover because as you extend the bellows, the circle of your lens will increase for macro. So bear in mind that some lenses I'm going to mention maybe don't cover at infinity, but usually you're looking for infinity lenses. One of the lenses I use the most is the 360mm f6.5 from Nikon. Nikon made this lens, and a 6.5 lens on a camera like this is actually really nice because you see your ground glass really well. And this lens sells for around 500 bucks. Don't ask me why it never went up in price. Maybe this video won't help. But this lens actually renders really nicely. I've done close-ups, I've done normal portraits, I've done full body portraits and stuff like that with this lens. Bear in mind, like I said, the diagonal is 420 millimeters approximately, so a normal lens will be around 420 millimeter. The closest lens that's usually sold is the Nicosphotographyshow 450 f9, if I'm not wrong. I have it here. Yeah, the f9M lens, and the 450 Fuji CF12.5. The 12.5 has a good benefit is as it has a smaller aperture, it's in a smaller copal, it weighs way less. If you're carrying this kind of kit out in the field, you want to make sure that you have some lenses that are not too heavy. So, like I said, if you start with wide angle lenses, it's kind of hard to find wide angles for ultra large format. I actually own a 165 Super Angulon f6.8 that actually, or f8, sorry, that actually covers this format. It barely covers. So if you don't mind maybe cropping a little bit when you do your contact print, you can get away with it. Of course, 165 should probably do with a center filter. I don't have one, so shooting color negative or shooting black and white, you usually get away with it, but that's to bear in mind. Then they recommend on the website the Grand Agon N 200 millimeters. I've never seen one in person. I hear they are a lens that was made and people have, but I guess people don't want to let go of it because it's a huge lens, a great lens. It's an f6.8. Then the very famous Super CMAR XXL. I did own that one, the 210. That lens is gorgeous. If you have it, don't sell it. I sold it and I regret it, and now it sells for 3 times as much as I sold it for. But that one does have the extra very new kind of rendition of a lens, plus it has a center filter that's worth almost as much as this whole camera, etc, etc. But that is one of those great lenses, and it will give you a little wiggle room for movements. Then from there, I'm going with the charts, but actually another thing you have to bear in mind is there's the G Claron line from I think it's Schneider. I always mess up this one. And the 210 G Claron, actually, I've heard, and I'm saying I've heard because I haven't tested it myself, I don't have the lens, that it might even cover this format. So you might want to check it out. They usually sell for around $200, so it's not a big purchase to do and maybe make a mistake. You can always sell it again. People want those all the time. Then for sure, I know the 210 Kowa lens also covers, or the Computar lens covers. Those are very rare to see. You want to make sure you check those Kowa Computar lenses, as they're pretty rare, but when they come out, they're usually not super pricey. Then we have the 300mm lenses. Some of them do cover, but I haven't used them either. I actually have, I think, one of these lenses, but never tested on this. 300 Apocynar S, Apocynar W. Then you have the G Claron, again, 305. I own that lens. It does cover on this. It's like amazing, super, super sharp. You might want to be careful how sharp it is if you're shooting portraits, but on this, you won't do portraits with a 305 probably. Then we have the G Claron 355 f9. The G Clarons are all f9. That's a stellar lens, covers a lot of ultra large format sizes, so you won't make a mistake buying that one. I own that one. It's amazing. Buy it if you can. They're still sold fairly affordable, but they're getting up there. Then actually, yeah, here it is, the 360 f6.5. I thought it wasn't on the list. And then another couple 360s from Fuji, Schneider, Rodenstock, which is great to know. Then we go to 450, like I said, the normal focal length. There's a Fuji non 450 f8 that says here that will cover. I also have a 240mm f9 from Fuji, the A lens, and that one actually has covered at normal 3 to 4 meter distance. So as I said, one of those lenses that you would never think it would cover, did cover. My negatives were fine, no vignetting, no nothing. Then the 480mm lenses, f8.4, there's the twins, the Schneider and Rodenstock, Simar and Siranar. And then we go to the 600mm. The 600mm is what would be considered a bit more like a portrait lens for this format. And you have the Fuji 600 f 11.5. That's the Fuji non-C. That lens, I'll regret never buying it. It was sold for like around 1,500 new when they were sold new. Never got one. Now they're really rare to see, and if you find them around $3,000, so if you see anything under $3,000, buy it. Don't make mistakes with the tele lenses, the 800, the 600, and so on. Those usually don't cover big formats, okay? All of this I'm saying, of course, take it with a pinch of salt. You want to make your own investigations on what lenses maybe. If you heard one on this list that you're, woo, I want to see that, go research a bit. Quite a lot of people shoot this format, and you'll find someone with information about, if it covers properly and so on, before you make, an investment. Even though if you built or made a camera like this, the investment is going to be usually film or the camera itself. And then here it also says the 800mm Apo Telesenar HM, which I think is that one that's like still whitish. I've seen a couple with like blue letters. That one's really rare to see, but if that covers, that's pretty amazing. And also don't forget of the XXL lenses from Schneider, which are the art lenses. They have the 770, the 550, and the 1100 lenses. Those were pretty rare back in the day. Now they've even made a couple runs. I think the 770 came out in a couple of runs like that you could order. You want to check out with Walker cameras and a couple others that are in the large format market or ultra large format. Also, if you're looking for film for ultra large format, do contact Keith Canham. He does special orders. 11x14 also is sold by Ilford in the special order. Also from Berger in the special, no, actually Berger supposedly has it in stock. I still haven't seen it in a store physically. I think Cat Labs of JP has some. And then you have Adox that also cuts that size. I've never heard of any other brand so far. I actually had one sheet of Fuji chrome film in 11x14. I didn't know about it. It was loaded on a film holder and I shot it as black and white, and I will forever regret that. So yeah, I hope that helped. Also, I'm not mentioning any barrel lenses like Petzval lenses and stuff like that because I'm not a connoisseur of that kind of stuff. But I do know they exist and they cover and they're amazing. But they're also pretty pricey because people really want to shoot that kind of like pictorialism lens like shots with 11x14 and similar. So I hope that helped you, Nikolai. As I said, this is Superfilm support. If you want to support this, you can go to Patreon, support from $2 up or $3 up, and you can unsubscribe anytime. I'm trying to make these videos to help you guys in the film community with questions that maybe are not answered online that easily, maybe on forums that you don't want to go ahead and read. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little video. This is my Chamonix 11x14, which I really enjoy. Should get out more, but it's always a bit of a hassle to move a camera like this. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As I said, every Monday, superfilmsupport.com here on Nico's Photography Show. See you on the next one, guys. Bye.